What's happening? Welcome back to Movie Crack. Today I'm going to tell you about 5 very good horror movies you can watch right now. The first movie on our list is Sting, directed by Kia Roach Turner. Story goes like this. After raising a talented pet spider in secret of her family, a 12-year-old girl must face the nightmare reality of her favorite pet and defend her family's lives in the process. This movie is a real banger for Halloween. You know, it's got everything going for it. It's a monster flick. And fair enough, monster flicks are not for everybody. For me personally, I have a soft spot for movies that have a monster antagonist or a monster aspect on. Sting is also low budget, so they smartly focus the actual main events of the story in an apartment block. So it's very confined, but you can do a lot with an apartment block, as the movie kind of shows you. The spider in the movie, he's actually done with practical effects. Maybe a little bit of CGI here and there, but they use mostly practical effects. And in my opinion, that makes the monster flick even better, you know? When you don't use fucking shit CGI. The characters are also very likable in the movie, and there's some really gory, fun deaths in the movie as well. So overall, a great pick for Halloween this year. Number 2 on the list is Lovely, Dark, and Deep. Directed by Teresa Sutherland, the story kind of goes like this. Years after her sister's disappearance, a young girl called Lennon gets a job as a park ranger in the exact same park her sister went missing to try and get to the bottom of the mystery at hand. In my experience, from what I've seen, some folks love this movie, some folks really don't like this movie. Me personally, I think it's a solid watch. I think the character makes some questionable decisions that aren't very smart sometimes. In fact, they're pretty fucking stupid. Like, who decides to get a job as a park ranger by themselves in the same park their sister goes missing in? So in that way, I guess you can kind of see where the cracks in the story might form. If you move past the kind of silly decision making and the kind of silly, convenient plotline build up, there's some seriously good horror in here. Me personally, I've always been fascinated by park rangers and the work that they do, so it's pretty cool to see a horror movie centered on that loneliness and that kind of a vibe. On top of that isolation factor, you kind of have a supernatural thing going on in the background without giving too much away, and it kind of adds a lot of horror elements to the story, we'll say. Number 3 on the list is Cobweb, directed by Samuel Bowden. Cobweb follows an 8-year-old boy called Peter, who lives with his overbearing parents, who are very strict and very dark in nature at times. As the movie goes on, there are more sinister elements at play and some darker secrets in the background of what's going on with this very, very odd family. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite movies on this list. The dad is played by Anthony Starr. He plays Homelander on The Boys, if you're familiar with that character. If not, he's probably one of the most unsettling cunts that you'll ever see in a movie, and he does that same intensity factor in this movie. He's brilliant in the movie, and the mom is very good as well. Peter, he's also a very likable character in the movie. He's just a young kid who's dealing with a lot of stuff that seems to be out of his control, but he's doing his best, and he plays that kind of a vulnerable, desperate character very well for a child actor. In my opinion, this is one of those movies that has everything you want in a Halloween movie. It has the spooky atmosphere, it has the scares, it has the gore, it has all of that good stuff. And it's all piled into this package, and it's really, really awesome. Number 4, probably the most disturbing movie on this list, When Evil Lurks. This movie is in Spanish, by the way, so you're going to have to put on subtitles or watch dub. The story essentially goes like this. 2 brothers find an individual who has been infected by a demon, and in the process of disposing of his body, they unleash more chaos than they ever had intended. This movie is fucking brutal. It's gory, it's creepy, it's disturbing. It has everything you want in a package for a great horror movie. But even for some hardcore horror fans, this one could be a bit of a tough watch. All the characters do very well in the movie, and the way the horror is filmed, or the disturbing elements, it kind of happens subtly on scene sometimes, and it just makes it all the more fucked up. The movie doesn't need jump scares to scare you, because the visual things going on in the scenes in every sequence are disturbing enough without jump scares to kind of fucking make you uncomfortable, to be brutally honest. Yes, When Evil Lurks, definitely one for you hardcore gore kind of disturbed people who want to have a good disturbing movie this Halloween. Sorry, another hydration break there. Last but not least on the top 5 list for today is VHS Beyond. So VHS is a very famous kind of a series in horror. They pretty much are movies that consist of multiple stories that are found on handheld VHS tapes. In the case with VHS Beyond, these stories take a sci-fi turn. The sci-fi elements are kind of done in a way where it has a horror flair going on. I enjoyed this movie, I really did, but some stories don't hit as hard as others. In fairness, that's a criticism you could probably give to most of the VHS movies. Some stories in this one are bangers, man. Story involving an airplane skydive. Keep an eye out for that one. And also a story involving pets. I won't say any more than that, but it's good stuff. You have it, folks. 5 very good horror movies just laid out there for you that you can actually watch right now. That being said, if you like this movie talk, you like this movie crack, stick around. Don't be a sausage. That being said, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I also have a TikTok where the videos are more condensed, more shorter. If that's more your vibe, head over there for a look. That being said, that's all I got for today. See you in the next one. Hopefully it's a good one. Good luck.